Sally's leading your new company. Where does that leave you?
I do have exciting news of my own, and I will enlighten you very soon.
Are you digging for dirt on me?
No.
Did Kane put you up to this?
Okay, what's it about?
Audra, there's something that you need to know about the kind of person she really is.
Get ready for a seismic shift in Genoa City, where the foundations of power, love, and sanity are about to be tested like never before. The weeks of October 13th through October 24th promise a whirlwind of shocking revelations, the arrival of two mysterious new characters who will upend the status quo, and a personal crisis for one of Genoa City's most resilient pillars that will leave everyone reeling. As alliances fracture and secrets boil over, the familiar landscape of this Wisconsin town will be irrevocably altered. Week 1, October 13th to 17th, a crack in the foundation. The first week of this explosive period is defined by the escalating turmoil at Newman Enterprises and the deeply personal fallout that begins to consume those at the center of the storm. The Newman Civil War reaches a fever pitch. Victor Newman's latest corporate chess game has pitted his children against each other with a brutality that even they find shocking. With Victoria firmly entrenched as CEO and Nick acting as her reluctant lieutenant, Adam is left on the outside, seething with a mixture of betrayal and cold fury. This week, Adam decides he is done playing by his father's arbitrary rules. He begins covertly orchestrating a boardroom coup, leveraging every dark secret and piece of corporate espionage at his disposal to undermine Victoria's authority. His target is a multi-billion-dollar merger Victoria has been tirelessly working on. Adam's plan is not just to sabotage it, but to steal it for himself, creating a new power base from which he can finally claim what he sees as his birthright. Victoria, however, is no novice to her brother's tactics. With Nate Hastings by her side, she anticipates Adam's moves, deploying a series of countermeasures designed to expose and humiliate him. The battle culminates in a stunning, closed-door board meeting where Victor watches with a satisfied gleam in his eye as his children tear each other apart. But the real shockwave hits when Victor, in a move that stuns everyone, doesn't side with Victoria or Adam, but instead empowers a third, unexpected party, a decision that will be revealed in the coming days. Sharon's descent begins. While the Newmans battle for corporate dominance, Sharon Rosales is fighting a terrifying war within her own mind. The pressure of managing Kirsten Incorporated, her concerns for Faith, and the lingering emotional fallout from her cancer journey have created a perfect storm of stress. It begins subtly. Missed appointments, a forgotten conversation with Mariah, a moment of confusion in her own office. Those closest to her, namely Nick and Mariah, write it off as exhaustion, urging her to take a break. But the situation deteriorates rapidly. During a crucial meeting with a major donor for Kirsten Incorporated, Sharon suddenly freezes. The faces around the table blur, voices become muffled, and she's gripped by an overwhelming wave of paranoia, convinced the donors are there to steal her life's work. She abruptly accuses them of corporate espionage before fleeing the room in a hysterical state, leaving a stunned and concerned group in her wake. This public breakdown sends shockwaves through her inner circle. Nick is the first to arrive, finding Sharon in a near catatonic state in her office, muttering about whispers in the walls and patterns in the code. He is terrified, realizing this is far more than simple stress. As he and Mariah scramble to get her help, they are forced to confront a horrifying possibility. Is Sharon's cancer back, perhaps having spread to her brain? Or is this a severe psychological break? Their search for answers will define the weeks to come and threaten to destroy the fragile stability Sharon has worked so hard to build. A glimmer of hope for Chance. In the midst of the chaos, a potential romance offers a sliver of light. Chance Chancellor and Sharon's daughter, Faith Newman, have been growing closer, bonding over their shared histories of overcoming trauma. This week, Chance, encouraged by his own healing journey, decides to take a significant step. He plans a thoughtful, intimate evening for the two of them, intending to officially ask her to be his girlfriend. However, their happy moment is inevitably overshadowed by the crisis with Sharon. Faith is torn between her budding romance and her duty to her mother, forcing Chance to demonstrate a level of empathy and support that solidifies his good character. Will this external pressure bring them closer together or create a rift before they've even begun? Week 2, October 20th to 24th, new players, explosive confrontations. The second week turns the heat up to a boiling point as the new characters make their dramatic entrance and long-simmering conflicts finally explode. The arrival of the Lawson siblings. Genoa City is about to meet its newest and most disruptive residents, Jordan and Avery Lawson. They are not your typical Genoa City schemers. They are sophisticated, intelligent, and possess a hidden agenda that is directly tied to the city's most powerful dynasty. Jordan, the older brother, is a brilliant and ruthless financial analyst with a sharp mind and a charming, yet calculating, demeanor. He arrives in town under the guise of consulting for a major client, but his true target is Newman Enterprises. He has a deeply personal, and as yet unknown, vendetta against Victor Newman, one that dates back decades and is rooted in a betrayal that destroyed his family. Avery, his younger sister, is a visionary tech entrepreneur and cybersecurity expert. Where Jordan is fire and ambition, Avery is ice and strategy. She uses her company as a front to get close to Newman's digital infrastructure, aiming to expose its vulnerabilities and bring the empire to its knees from the inside. Their first moves are subtle but devastating. Jordan secures a private meeting with Adam, recognizing a kindred spirit of resentment, and plants seeds of doubt about Victor's true motives, offering him a powerful, outside ally. Simultaneously, Avery, accidentally, crosses paths with Nate Hastings, using her formidable intellect to challenge his medical tech ideas, simultaneously intriguing and threatening him. The Lawson siblings are here to burn it all down, and they've just lit the match. Claire's past claws its way back. The seemingly idyllic life Claire Grace has built with her aunt, Victoria Newman, is shattered when a ghost from her past arrives in Genoa City. A woman from the sinister cult that raised her, a fellow survivor named Rebecca, tracks Claire down. Rebecca is desperate, paranoid, and on the run, and she brings with her shocking new information about the cult's leader and their true origins. She reveals to a horrified Claire that the cult was not disbanded but has simply gone deeper underground, and that Claire is still considered a vital asset to them, a daughter of the prophecy they have no intention of letting go. Claire is thrown into a panic, terrified that the darkness she escaped is coming to reclaim her and destroy the new family she has come to love. Her attempts to handle this alone will lead to reckless decisions, forcing her to finally confide in Victoria and Cole, who must now rally to protect their daughter from a threat they barely understand. The Abbott family feigns peace. At Jabot, the tension between Jack Abbott and his scheming wife, Diane Jenkins Abbott, reaches a new peak. With Kyle now working alongside Billy at the Abbott Watchdog organization, Chancellor Winters, the family is more divided than ever. In a surprising move, Diane proposes a family dinner, a truce to clear the air, and Jack, ever the optimist, agrees, hoping it's a genuine step toward reconciliation. But Kyle remains deeply skeptical, convinced his mother is playing another long game. The dinner is a masterclass in passive aggression and thinly veiled accusations. Just as it seems about to implode, Diane drops a bombshell. She reveals she has been in secret talks with a legendary, retired fashion designer, aiming to launch a groundbreaking new Jabot line that would revolutionize the company. Is this a sincere peace offering and a brilliant business move, or is it the opening gambit in Diane's most elaborate scheme yet, designed to consolidate her power and marginalize Kyle and Billy once and for all? The revelation leaves the entire family questioning her true motives. Billy's reckoning and Chelsea's ultimatum. Billy Abbott's gambling addiction, which he has desperately tried to keep hidden, is about to be exposed in the most brutal way possible. His debts have mounted to a dangerous level, and his creditors are no longer willing to be patient. He receives a threatening visit that leaves him visibly shaken, forcing him to make a desperate choice: confess everything to his family and Chelsea, or attempt one last, high-stakes gamble to dig himself out of the hole. Chelsea, attuned to his erratic behavior, confronts him. She gives him a firm ultimatum: come clean to her and get professional help, or she will walk away for good, taking Johnny and Katie with her. Faced with the potential loss of everything he holds dear, Billy is at a crossroads. His decision will either mark the beginning of his true recovery or the final, self-destructive act that costs him his family. Conclusion: a city on the brink. The 2 weeks from October 13th to the 24th will leave Genoa City fundamentally transformed. Sharon's mental health crisis will force her loved ones to rally in a desperate search for answers, revealing the true strength of their bonds. The arrival of the Lawson siblings introduces a wild card with the potential to topple the Newman dynasty from its very foundation, proving that Victor's past sins are far from forgotten. And as Claire's trauma resurfaces and Billy's demons threaten to consume him, no corner of the city will be left untouched by the coming storm. Alliances will be forged and broken, secrets will become weapons, and the quest for power, redemption, and survival will reach a thrilling, unprecedented pitch. Don't dare miss a moment of the drama. Wondering what to expect from The Young and the Restless on October 13th, 2025? Check out the detailed spoilers below. The previous week, The Young and the Restless saw Nick confronting Phyllis about her alliance with Kane, Jill returning and having conversations with Kane, Billy, Nikki, and Victor, as well as both Adam and Chelsea receiving rewards for their part in the peace against Kane. Lastly, Claire went to LA with Holden. The drama, the changing dynamics, the jealousy, the bickering, the moves, and the chaos will unfold in serious fashion. Here's what fans can expect from the October 13th, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless when they tune in to CBS to watch the daytime drama set in Genoa City. The first episode of the week features Victor giving Nick an ultimatum. The latter wants to join Sharon in Los Angeles, where she is meeting their son Noah. But Nick's father, Victor, is not too interested in letting that happen. Is this what the ultimatum is about? Does he want to force Nick to stay home? After all, Victor is going against Kane, and he wants Nick to be around to take care of the situation. But it seems like the Newman patriarch is in for a big surprise. On the other hand, Sharon makes a distress call. She cries and tells Nick that Noah has been in a car accident and it's quite horrible. It's bound to be a major traumatic experience for Sharon, considering that her and Nick's daughter Cassie also died in a car crash. And thus, Nick is set to rush to Los Angeles. Will he be able to reach in time, or will something serious have happened by then? What does this LA trip have in store? Will it bring Sharon and Nick closer together? And then lastly, Kane plays to Phyllis's strengths. He knows what he wants, and to get to that success, he will do whatever it takes. His alliance with Phyllis is really helping him in technology and business strategy, and her ambition can be actively used. Phyllis wants to do something major and wants to be a part of a business empire that she can be proud of. What plans does Kane have for her? Is he going to use her skills to help himself? Especially with the image change he needs alongside positive PR? Will Phyllis agree to his demands or not? Will this threaten their partnership or bring them closer together? What will this mean for Kane and his love for Lily? Stay tuned to The Young and the Restless for more. The previous episode of The Young and the Restless saw Victor giving Nick an ultimatum. On the other hand, Kane played to Phyllis's strengths. And then last but not least, Sharon made a distress call to Nick about their son Noah being involved in an unfortunate and serious car accident. The drama, worry, shock, nostalgia, choices, trickery, planning, and plotting are about to intensify. Here's what the fans can expect for the October 14th, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless when they tune in to CBS to watch the daytime drama set in Genoa City. The episode on Tuesday features Jill making a big decision affecting her relationship with Billy. She came home and has been busy meeting people and having chats, be it Billy and Kane or Nikki and Victor. But her strained on and off relationship with her son Billy has not improved in the least. The two may care about each other, but they are seldom on the same page, which has caused cracks and led to them being on edge. What decision is Jill about to make, and how will this affect things with Billy? Will this cause more issues between them, or will it act like a healing salve for the bond? Up next, Cal plays hardball. He cannot deal with the fact that not only did Claire reject his marriage proposal, but she also later broke up with him and went to Los Angeles with Holden. Kyle has gotten so desperate that he went over to her mother, Victoria, asking her to help him track Claire down. Kyle thinks this will help her see how much he cares about her, and she will give him another chance. But will he ruin whatever little bond they may have left by doing this? Will he regret going the distance only to be disappointed? Lastly, Holden reconnects with someone from his past. He is in Los Angeles with Claire, and the two are chilling and exploring the area. However, Holden is a closed book, and not much is known about him or his previous romance with Audra. He is enjoying drinks with Claire when someone from his past comes across him. Who is it? Sienna Bacall. She is another individual about whom we know nothing, but what we do know is that Holden knows her, and that she is well aware of Holden and Audra's history, which Claire doesn't know much about. How will this change things? Stay tuned to The Young and the Restless for more. The previous episode of The Young and the Restless saw Jack protecting his family's interests and ensuring their protection. On the other hand, Nick went rogue. And then, last but definitely not least, Jill and Lily confronted Kane about his past and his history, which he had been away from for 6 long years. The drama, the questions, the confrontations, the power moves, and the alliances are getting more heated. Here's what fans can expect.